welcome to Lothar's Guitar School. And today's lesson on music theory for guitarists, the modes. What are modes? Modes are scales based on the notes of a major scale. So we do this today with the C major scale and the resulting scales and chords. The C major scale is also called the ionian. On the second note, when we start with a D, it's called a dorian scale. If we start on the third note, on the E, it's called a phrygian scale. Starting on the F, it's the Lydian scale. Starting on the G, it's the mixolydian. On the A, it's called the aeolian. And the last one is the locrian. So, how are the scales built? We know the C major scale is built on whole tone steps and half tone steps. The whole tone steps are between first and second, second and third. Third and fourth, we have a half tone step. Then we have a whole tone step again from F to G, from G to A as well, from A to B also, and the last one, from the seventh to the eighth note, is a half tone step. That defines a major scale, the Ionian scale. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. C major 7. Intervals from the root. Prime, major second, major third, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, major 6, major 7th, octave. If we put it in triads, C, E, G, B. Or here in the drop 2 voicing, it's C, G, B, E. But we can add those additional notes from the scale. Like we have the D here, we can add that on top, make that a C major 7-9. We can add the A in the chord, make that a 6-9 chord. And it can be used in the scale for playing. What we cannot use it in a chord is the fourth, because that is the suspension for the third. It can be used in playing. In a chord, it clashes with the major third. So those are the melodies that you can build from it. And the fourth, because it should not be in the chord, is also called an avoid note. Looking now at the second scale, the Dorian scale, we have the half tone steps now. One step down is between the second and third note, but still between E and F, and between the 6th and 7th note, between B and C still. So that means, in terms of looking at from the root, it is from the D to E is a major second, from D to F is a minor third, that's why it's a minor chord that results in it. From D to G is a perfect fourth. From D to is a perfect fifth. From D to B is a major 6. D to C is a minor 7th. And the resulting chord is a D minor 7 chord. D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. D minor 7. Intervals from the root. Prime, major second, minor third, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, major 6, minor 7th, octave. And now we can add also additional notes again, like the major second, top an octave higher is a 9th. We can add the fourth, which is an 11. When we add it on top, we have to be careful when we add the major 6, because that clashes, because the B is part of the G7 chord in a normal progression, and already leads to it. Where it can be used is in modal songs, where we have Dorian scales all the time. Now let's move to the next scale, the Phrygian scale. And there we have the half-tone steps now between first and second note, and between fifth and sixth note. So the resulting intervals from the root are E to F is a minor second, E to G is a minor third, E to A is a perfect fourth, E to B is a perfect fifth, E to C is a minor sixth, and E to D is a minor seven. So the resulting chord is a E minor seven chord, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E minor seven. Intervals from the root: prime, minor second, minor third, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, minor sixth, minor seventh, octave. And now we can add additional notes to it, like the 11. But we cannot add the minor second to it, because that clashes with the root, gives an ugly sound, and should not be incorporated in the chord. The same is true for the minor sixth, because that clashes with the fifth. But it should be incorporated in the playing. Because that is the character of the Phrygian scale, that minor second from the root to the minor second. Now let's move to the next scale. The next mode is the Lydian scale. It's here based on F, so it's F, A, G, B, C, D, E, F. And the halftone steps are now between the fourth and fifth note and the seventh and eighth note. F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F. F major 7. Intervals from the root: prime, major second, major third, augmented fourth, perfect fifth, major sixth, major seventh, octave. The resulting chord is an F major 7 chord, or if I play it down here in a drop 3 voicing, F, E, A, and C. F, E, A, C. And this does not have any avoid notes, so you can very nicely put in the sharp 11, and you can put in the 9th in it and the 11. Gives it very open sound, and the 6 as well. So now let's look at the next scale, the mixolydian. G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. G7 is the resulting chord. Now we have the half tone between third and fourth step, between B and C, and between 6 and 7, E and F. So we have a whole tone, G to A, a whole tone from A to B, from B to C, a half tone, from E to the C to D, we have a whole tone, from C to D, we have a whole tone, from E to F, we have a half tone, from F to G, again, a whole tone. G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. G7. Intervals from the root: prime, major second, major third, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, major sixth, minor seventh, octave. Now we can add the E to it, which is the 13 then, and we can even add the 9 to it, which makes it a 7, 9, 13 chord. And again, like with the Ionian scale, we cannot add the 4th to it, but we can make it a suspension, which is very often done. Okay, the next step is the aeolian, aeolian, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. The half step is between B and C, the 2nd and 3rd note, and between E and F, which is 5th and 6th note. So from the 1st to the 2nd, we have a whole tone, a half tone between B to C to the 3rd note. From the 3rd to the 5th, we have a whole tone. From the 4th to the 5th, we have a whole tone. From E to F, which is the 5th to the 6th, we have a half tone. And from 6th to 7th is a whole tone. And from the last step, we have G to A, again a whole tone. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. A minor 7. Meaning from the root, that is A to B, is a major 2nd. A to C is a minor 3rd, resulting in a minor chord again. A to D is a perfect 4th. A to is a perfect 5th. A to F is a minor 6th. A to G is a minor 7th and resulting chord. A minor 7 can be added with a 9. A minor 7, 9. It can be added with an 11, which is the 4th chord. And again, we cannot add the flat 6, the flat 13, the minor 6, because that again makes it an ugly flat 9 chord between the 4th and the minor 6. So that's the avoid note, but could be played in melody playing. The last line we learn is the Locrian scale. That is B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. And the halftone steps are between the 1st and 2nd note, B to C, and between the 4th and 5th note, E, F. So we have a halftone step from 1st to 2nd note. To 2nd to 3rd note is a whole tone. From 3rd to 4th we have a whole tone. From 4th to 5th we have a halftone step, and then the last ones are again whole tone steps. And the resulting chord is a minor 7 flat 5 chord. Intervals from the root: prime, minor 2nd, minor 3rd, perfect 4th, diminished 5th, minor 6th, minor 7th, octave. So that results in a minor 7 flat 5 chord. We can add the 11. We can even add the flat 13. But we should not again add the flat 9, resulting in this ugly kind of dissonance. So that's it for the scales, for the modes based on C major, the 7 different scales we have: the C, Ionian, D, Dorian, E, Phrygian, F, Lydian, G, mixolydian, A, aeolian, and B, locrian. So have fun playing with it, memorize them. You can use them in tonal sound, you can use them in modal songs. You will appear them everywhere, you will see them again, and it seems funny at first, but in the long run it will really help you in your melody and solo playing and understanding the chords. So have fun with it, take care, and see you again at Lothar's Guitar School soon. Take care, bye bye.